Mead from Metal Podcast.
I'm tired.
It's a send-off. Man, look at these goosebumps.
It got me too.
Every time.
Yeah, it does, man. That's a legacy show right there. That's how you sew it up.
And for those of you who know what the hell we're talking about, well, Ozzy had his last show. And I know there are probably no less than, well, let's see, we usually get, about 30 people listening to this shit every week?
On a good day.
Or whatever. So clearly there's a few of you that may not know, but last weekend was Ozzy's last show, and I know some of you are thinking, wait a minute, they've sold us this shit already.
No, you're not being sold wolf tickets here.
No more tours. What was the other? I mean, there have been legitimately 3 going away shows for Ozzy. I think last Saturday's is it, though. That's it.
Dude, I mean, and I'll be the first to admit I had my doubts. Like, dude, is this going to be a proper send-off, or is this going to be really hard to watch? It was kind of a little bit of both for me, but the hard to watch wasn't because he was doing a bad job.
No, the hard to watch, a lot of it came down to, because it was for 3 different charities there in the UK, and specifically in Birmingham, Ozzy's hometown of everybody from Black Sabbath. And those commercials, man, anything involving hospitals for children are not going to be an easy, lighthearted watch, right?
It's so tough. I mean, all Sally Struthers pop up, and all of a sudden it's like, oh my God.
Yeah. It felt like that, right? It felt like the old days, or it felt like you should have had that one chick that would sing the sad songs about the dogs to fucking.
Oh, Sarah McLachlan.
Yeah, that bitch better have a dozen dogs, right? She better have a dozen dogs if she's gonna guilt me this hard.
Yeah, that's right.
But a once in a lifetime event. I hate it when people use that term. I don't know, because a lot of things are not that. That show last Saturday was absolutely that.
Oh, without a shadow of a doubt. We, of course, living here stateside, we had to join it already in progress, and then went back and watched the rest of it after it went video on demand. But god damn, you want to talk about some of the top tier bands in this world coming together to say so long and thanks for all the fish, man.
And it worked out being exactly that way, because I mean, they got back because it's Ozzy's send off. That guy has a really aggressive form of Parkinson's, and if you don't believe that, fucking watch that. Watch when he comes out there with what's that douchebag, Zach Wilde and the rest of his band, and then they hit the stage with Black Sabbath for one last time. So that guy, but he had to be strapped into his chair. I didn't realize that part.
I didn't realize that part either.
He was strapped in because they were afraid he'd fall out. So I guess,
fuck,
and then
I
not
had
be able
no
to get
idea.
back up. And on top of that, they had to have the mic stand directly, and it was all kind of tied in so it wouldn't fall over. But you'll watch, the guy's singing with both hands on that mic stand, because if he takes one off, you can see it start to shake.
Yeah, and he would always it had to be just straight up muscle memory, taking that mic out of there until like he wanted to get up and start moving around.
Yeah.
And then he realized he couldn't and had to put it back every fucking time.
Well, and that was the other thing, too, because he had to do something with his hands.
Yeah.
But he could only hold the mic, I think I was reading 7 seconds, 8 seconds is about as long as, then he had to put it right back in. So you'd never see it out, the microphone in his hand longer than that. And then he's putting it right back in. But aggressive Parkinson's for that guy. Bill Ward's got apparently really bad heart disease. And that was one of the things that they had thought, he's probably not going to play the show. Tony Iommi is fighting prostate cancer. And Geezer Butler is still dealing with multiple bouts of COVID that's fucked him up ever since the pandemic.
God.
So for those 4 guys to even be able to fucking perform that show together,
Yeah.
it actually defies the odds that I already thought were like a little hard to figure out anyway.
I feel like there's hope for us all yet.
Oh man.
I mean, goddamn. Yeah, and I mean, yet on that, Jakey Lee was there, who was just shot.
I was going to give the rundown. So we had Mastodon, and they played 3. They played Black Tongue, Blood and Thunder, and Supernaut. The Supernaut they did with Danny Carey,
Which was fucking sweet.
yeah, Mario DePlanter. That was the drum off.
That was even sweeter.
Eloy Casagrande. I don't know him, but the rest, yeah, absolutely.
Drummer for Slipknot.
Oh well, you know what? Actually, I'm kind of glad I didn't know that.
Well,
I feel a little better about my own image.
Well, honestly, yeah, that's fair. That's really fair. But out of every member of that fucking 9-member band, the drummer has always been the shining star. I mean, they had Joey Jordison, who either left or was fired.
He was fired.
And then he died a little bit later.
Yeah.
And then everybody felt bad.
Man, now that one's going to be a problem. And let me address that before, like, Ruben calls me out or somebody like that. Because if you're a big Jordison fan, his fans say, no, that guy quit. I lean to that being maybe more the case because his thing was he'd had some kind of degenerative disorder as well, and he just absolutely just could not play the shit he used to be able to play.
And the shit he plays is ridiculous.
Yeah, absolutely. So I don't know whether he quit or got fired. It doesn't matter. He's in the ground.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, yeah, that guy really set a really high bar for everybody to follow in Slipknot. Although I will say I don't like the gimmick, and I'm not the biggest fan of screeching and shit. And I'm
sure
it's
makes sense. Shit.
It's not my cup of tea. After Mastodon, Rival Sons was next up. They did a set of 3.
Not a band I was familiar with.
I'd heard of them. That was about it. I'd heard of them and never listened to any of their shit. So they did Do Your Worst, Electric Funeral, and Secret. Those are the 3. And those guys talk about, see, if it's a band I don't really know anything about, and I have a really low expectation bar.
If any.
Those motherfuckers, like, they dove over that.
Dude, that front man brought some serious energy to the realm. And that early in the show, that's good to have.
Yeah.
When your show's almost 10 hours fucking long.
And just about everybody did a cover, a Black Sabbath or an Ozzy cover, in their case, Electric Funeral. Anthrax did 2.
Yep.
So they did so if you're Anthrax and you get invited to this show and you're going to do, they did one Black Sabbath song. They did Into the Void, but it's like, oh, but you get to do one of yours. Well, what's it going to be? I mean, it's going to be Indians, right?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I like, goddamn, fucking Madhouse would have been cool, but Indians actually a little bit on the longer side.
Well, I think that's the reason they did. It's like, oh, you guys are going to play that? Well, fucking, you get 2 songs.
Yeah, I feel like Scott Ian just wanted to yell War Dance and see everybody lose their minds, which they did.
Yeah. Hailstorm. So they did Love Bites, so do I. Rain Your Blood on Me. But they did Perry Mason.
Yep, and you know what? Osmosis is one of my favorites.
I was going to say, that's like one of your up there Ozzy tracks, right?
Yeah, that's one of my, the album itself is one of my favorites. Perry Mason, that's the opener on that album. I would have loved to have heard any other band do it.
Yeah.
No, I don't know. I'm not going to say nothing against Hailstorm because it's totally against Hailstorm. I just thought they're just screaming. It was shouting.
I'm not a Lizzie Hale fan. I'm just not. And that's not going to change, and that's okay.
Yeah.
I don't have to like everybody.
She got a nice Epiphone signature. I'll give her that.
Saw some pretty good LTDs on stage that day. It's like, man, there's a lot of artists not playing ESP. That's actually pretty cool.
LTD
honestly.
travels a lot nicer, and you don't got to worry about it. If it gets chipped, that's an easy fix.
So we had Lamb of God to follow that. They did Laid to Rest, Redneck, obviously. And their cover was Children of the Grave.
I really enjoyed that.
Yeah, they did a great job with that shit.
And Randy Blythe is another one that's frontman that got fucking people off their asses.
Yeah. And there were some acts that did that too, which we'll get to. Then they had their first supergroup, Supergroup A. It was Tom Morello's All Stars. So they did, since you're getting this many artists together, because the first one, The Ultimate Sin, It was Nuno Betancourt, Mike Borden, and Dave Ellefson, Lizzie Hale, Jakey Lee, and Adam Wakeman. Followed by Shot in the Dark, which is Borden. David Draymond was on now, and Ellefson, Lee, and Wakeman. Sweet Leaf. I mean, this is like a fucking super group that's just doing all fucking Black Sabbath covers, really. Which was Betancourt, Borden, Draymond, Ellefson, and Scott Ian.
Yeah.
Believer with Frank Bello, Betancourt, Whitefield Crane. You'd had oh shit, was that Scottian, right? Sleep Token 2 and Wakeman again. Believer, well, that was the one. And then Changes. Changes was the one that blew me away, because talking about somebody, if you look at somebody and go, holy shit, this guy might be the fucking future of the shit we like. And I know a lot of assholes like my age, well, fuck that, your age and up. Everybody over 40, like, no, fuck that, it ain't never going to be. It is.
Ain't never going to amount to nothing.
This young blood guy, holy shit, man.
I had no idea who the fuck this was either.
And the dude knocks out fucking Changes like Ozzy himself was on stage fucking 40 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it was great, even with Sleep Token 2 in there, you know.
The sequel.
Because realistically, Sleep Token go fuck themselves. That's just, you know.
Not a fan.
I mean, if you're a fan, cool. You keep
that
listening.
shit.
You know who's not going to listen, though? That'd be me.
I gave him a chance, and I liked him for like a day.
Jack Black came out and did one. Now, that one's one he'd had to have some help there, but a bunch of people.
A bunch of children.
Yeah, exactly.
And one of them was
Tom Morello's kid.
Tom Morello's kid, yeah.
Yeah, Roman Morello.
There you go. Roman.
So they did Mr. Crowley. Now, that was pre-recorded, which is fine. And then bring in Alice in Chains, which William Duvall is a fucking rock star. And if you disagree with that statement, you need to watch what they did at Back to the Beginning. Because William Duvall came out and just utterly like, holy shit, like fired everybody up. Coming off of like the Jack Black thing and everything else is like, well, where's the real metal? Well, there it is. Fucking Alice in Chains came right out.
Yep.
They came right out and they did Man in the Box and they did Wood, because if you're Alice in Chains, those are the two you're going to do.
Those are your bangers.
And Fairies Wear Boots, which for Alice in Chains to do a cover, it's kind of an odd thing.
That's actually a fair statement. I can't recall a lot of covers, if any, that they've done.
But they knocked it out of the park.
Yeah, man.
Next act was Gojira. So they did Stranded, they did Silvera, Mea Culpa with Marina Viotti, and then they did Under the Sun. Again, that was an amazing turn for these guys, headed in through all of this. Now we had the official drum off, where, because I thought that other one was earlier because you'd had all those cats, but they came back out to do System of the Universe. So you'd had Betancourt, Morello, Rudy Sarzo was in that.
Yeah.
But the drum off was Travis Barker. You'd had Chad Smith and Danny Carey.
Not a bad trio.
Yeah. I'm not the biggest Travis Barker guy, but I get it.
Well, that was saying that I wasn't a big Red Hot Chili Pepper guy, but Chad Smith
might be one of the more amazing.
One hell of a drummer and a funny guy.
It is also great because he's a spitting image of Will Ferrell, but you know. As it's been the long running joke, realistically. Tom Morello's All Stars, Supergroup B. All right. And again, being a supergroup, this is another one where they did fucking several tracks. Did Breaking the Law. Now, that was Danny Carey. You had Billy Corgan for some reason. KK Downing, Adam Jones, Tom Morello, and Rudy Sarzo. Realistically, with the exception of Billy Corgan, that might be the most eclectic, cool setup ever.
A whole bunch of people you would never expect to be in the same room jamming.
Now, I'm not trying to say that Billy Corgan should go fuck himself and why was he there in the first place, but that's just,
Well, you could say the same about David Draymond.
Well, we will say some shit about David Draymond coming up. But so they followed that up with a Snowblind, Flying High. Again, that's when Sammy Hagar came out and Vernon Reed did Rock Candy, Bark at the Moon. That's where you'd have the Papa V Perpetua come out, onto that one. I get it.
I don't.
Train kept rolling. That's Steven Tyler came out for that one, and Ronnie Wood and Andrew Watt. And then Walk This Way, which clearly we know who was in that one.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And then Whole Lot of Love. Doing a Led Zeppelin cover I thought was an interesting flex for a Black Sabbath going away tour.
Yeah,
But,
well,
hey,
they
man.
covered Aerosmith. They covered Priest. Might as well get Zepp in there.
Yeah, even though no members of Led Zeppelin were there, but hey,
Nope.
that's all right. Okay.
Disrespect.
Now, this is the one that gets kind of interesting. And you know what? Matter of fact, let me just take a quick pause.
Okay.
Because I've been promising some folks for a while. It's like, hey, we're going to have a third. Because the thing we get a lot of times is like, man, you guys really, really need to get Krista back. Like, well, she fucking moved, so
We
that
can't do it,
That
man.
ain't going to happen. But somebody I've been working on and pressuring her, peer pressuring her to come on out here and like hang out.
Yes.
And kind of at least do a show, if not like just several. Michaela, let me slide this over here. Hello to you.
Howdy, howdy, howdy.
How are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
We're going to come back around and talk about, well, who's this Michaela person? But we need to get back to the Black Sabbath going away thing.
Yes.
Pantera. Now, this is one I want to get your opinion on
All right.
because I have an issue.
I
But
do
I
too.
think you actually have a bigger issue than I, so that's where I'll defer. They came out, they did Cowboys from Hell. They did Walk, obviously. You're not going to get fucking Pantera without that.
That's the big one.
I'm going to skip the next one, and then they closed with Electric Funeral for that cover. But they did Planet Caravan.
Yeah.
Now, does that count as a Black Sabbath cover when fucking Pantera already covered it with great renown back when the Abbott brothers were still alive?
Okay. After it's been like a week, so I'm of the opinion like, well, if they didn't do it, that'd have been weird
Well,
because I already have it in the arsenal. It's like you don't have to rehearse this. This is on a fucking album.
yeah, I don't know.
But I'll admit it sounded way better 30 years ago.
Well, that's because you had one half of that band was still alive, and Phil Anselmo wasn't trying to capitalize off of their names and everything
Those
else.
Marlboro Reds hadn't ruined that voice yet.
And fucking Zach White. Oh, but anyway, I'm going to leave that shit
I'm
alone.
noticing
Okay.
a theme here.
On to Tool, because they were next up. Did 46 and 2. They covered Hand of Doom, which I fucking absolutely didn't expect.
Right? Yeah, and I should have expected them to do something that I didn't expect.
Well, Maynard comes out wearing the old mohawk. You're going to get some weird shit out of Tool.
And a shirt that says "not local."
And then they closed with Anima, which is powerful.
Oh, dude, yeah.
All right, we're starting to get to the later part of the show. Slayer,
Next.
which unfortunately had Kerry King in it. So they did Disciple, they did War Ensemble, they did Wicked World, South of Heaven, Raining Blood, and Angel of Death. They did the bangers you would expect from Slayer. It's not going to make me a Slayer fan at this point in time, but
No, I'm a Tom Araya fan. I'm a Gary Holt fan.
yeah. I'm kind of a Gary Holt fan. That guy actually trying to rolling it out there this week, talking about how why isn't Exodus included in the Big Four on thrash? And he said actually it's ridiculous because they're the best to ever do it, so everybody else can go fuck off. I thought no,
Whoa.
Exodus, no.
Man, I mean,
Okay, now we had another pre-record that they plugged in here. It was Fred Durst. Now, the funny thing is I would talk some shit, but you're a Fred Durst fan.
well, I'm a Limp Bizkit fan. Honestly, if Youngblood hadn't come out beforehand and done the same song,
Yeah.
100 times, 100 times better.
100 times
I'll
better.
say it. It'd have been a little different, but yeah, he did changes, and it was more moody. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I guess he just couldn't make it to Birmingham.
Okay. The next one this is where a lot of people had some negative opinions about this one. On the other hand, I did not. I didn't have too many issues. Guns N' Roses. So they come out, they do It's All Right, Never Say Die, Junior's Eyes, Sabbath Bloody Sabbath, Welcome to the Jungle, and Paradise City. If you're GNR, I'm sure those guys are sick to shit of having to play those last two anyway, but it is what
and
it is.
honestly, the first two or three were kind of GNR deep cuts, I would say.
Yeah, that's fact.
I wasn't familiar with them.
Well, you think they're going to play anything off of Appetite or Use Your
What,
Illusion?
no
1 or
November
2?
Rain? Come on.
Sabbath Bloody Sabbath was an interesting cover, but I did say I would have preferred to have seen Night Moves on that stage doing that one because
Yeah.
those crazy bastards from the Twin Cities covered that one last year before last.
And actually, they were doing a show the night of that and threw that out there at their live show, which I thought was pretty cool.
All right. Followed that one up with, you can make some arguments, but might have been the best of the entire evening where it wasn't Ozzy or Black Sabbath, and that's Metallica.
Ooh, yeah.
They did Hole in the Sky. They did Creeping Death. They did For Whom the Bell Tolls, because if you're going to get Metallica having to play only 5 songs, that one's going to be in there. Johnny Blade, they did Battery, because that's the other one that would come to mind, and Master of Puppets. Which I haven't heard them do Master of Puppets in a very long time.
It's a staple of their live shit, for sure.
Well, then again, I'm not the master of seeing their live shows as you are.
I've only seen them like a half dozen times. It's no big deal. But yeah, they, the fact that they closed out that set with a song that's almost 9 minutes long. It
Gotta
was
go out with a bang.
You got to, and these guys have been around 44 years.
They're the next ones to. But now they have a blueprint of how to do it.
Oh, and they will do it. They might even make that a tour.
Yeah, well, that is absolutely what Metallica's kind of known
That's
for.
right.
Anyway, but
we only work weekends, but we're gonna kick y'all's asses. I swear.
well, then it got down to the grand prize of the evening, the last 2 acts.
Grand Poobah.
So you had Ozzy Osbourne, and his band was Tommy Clefitis, Mike Inez, Adam Wakeman, and Zach Wilde. And they came out, and Ozzy belted it out. Did I Don't Know, Mr. Crowley, Suicide Solution, Mama, I'm Coming Home, which, by the way...
Ooh, I haven't felt my throat.
Music makes me emotional. Music doesn't make me fucking cry, except last Saturday.
Yeah.
You want to see a room full of 3 dudes,
Man.
and no one was talking until the first word's like, man, I don't know. This is pretty good.
Right?
And
then...
and when Ozzy wrote that song, he was a young buck. Him and Sharon had just gotten married, and that song was dedicated to Sharon. And I think when he did come across and he did sing that song, that was all of his life experiences, and that was his way of a final goodbye without making it a final goodbye. It was all of his lived experiences, all of his addictions, all of his hardships tied up into one.
Yeah,
and he said his goodbyes.
And Sharon, of course, backstage on the other thing when like Youngblood gave him that crust. Did you fucking see it, Ozzy?
I seen it, Ozzy.
Close
Put
it
it in
out.
the fucking box.
Close it out with Crazy Train, which would have been great if anybody but Zach Wilde was on fucking guitar on that song. But it is what it is. I don't like that guy's fucking little pinch harmonic. Fucking just. It's like, knock it off. I'd rather listen to a goddamn, like one of those old school, like, bug zappers outside it. Yeah.
Theremin. I want a theremin instead.
All right, but the most amazing thing of the whole fucking show and the closer, and it was Black Sabbath. So you had Bill Ward getting out there, like we'd said earlier, with fucking, like, a bad heart condition.
Yeah.
Tony Iommi, who's fighting prostate cancer right now. Geezer Butler, who fucking frankly had
Long COVID.
I don't know how many bouts of COVID that guy had, but he's still dealing with the after effects of that. And Ozzy, who has that aggressive Parkinson's. It's like, this shit shouldn't have even been possible, but we got it, and we got fucking 4 out of those guys. We got War Pigs, got NIB, Iron Man, and Paranoid. Everything off of the very earliest shit.
Yeah.
You know? Well, not the earliest, but right there when you kind of get into all of that through Black Sabbath 4.
Right. Yeah.
What a fucking show.
It was well worth the $30. I gotta say,
Man. Well, and we could have got off cheap. We could have just waited until the whole thing was over because you could start streaming it immediately. They sold it, but that $30 went to those 3 charities that Sharon Osbourne had identified that everybody was doing. They still haven't officially said what band got kicked off the billing, but everybody basically admits it was Motley Crue.
Yeah, Nikki Sixx actually had said they couldn't attend because of a health issue within the band.
Yeah, because the manager had his head jammed up his ass, told Sharon he wanted money, and that's how you get kicked off a show.
Yeah, I want to get paid at a charity event. That's how you endear yourself
For my
into people.
husband's final show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, the reason y'all are on the map is, and you want to get paid when no one, Ozzy's like, I didn't make a fucking dime.
Well, Vince Neil, well, I mean, that guy needs to get some money before he forgets all the words to his own songs.
I
Right?
feel like either he forgot them or he just doesn't know how to enunciate anymore.
Just say this: if you're a drummer from Hanoi Rocks, you don't ride in a car with him, right?
Ooh, God, man. You know the podcast is good when you get that Hanoi Rocks joke in.
Every time Vince
That's
Neil's
right.
brought up on this show, I'm going to
Yep.
bring that shit
That's
up.
all you got. That's
Oh,
all.
no, Vince had to go to jail for 6 days for killing that guy.
Oh, my
no.
goodness gracious, gosh.
But what a goddamn send-off.
Yeah.
What a send-off. And, I mean, that's it. There's no possible way. So for all the doubters, it's like, we've seen this 3 times already. Ozzy's had a going-away show 3 times. This 4th one is the last
This
one.
is going to stick. Yeah. This guy is not going to perform for anybody. He can't.
But, you know, and you got to think of all of the people through the metal scene over the years. Yeah, you lost a lot of people, usually from bad ideas, fucking addictions, and all kinds of shit like that, or riding with Vince Neil.
The dreaded hair on.
But
God damn it.
but through the years, all these people, they've passed away and they died young. This is one where we're going to see a metal band die old.
Yeah.
And
That's rare.
for turning the page into a new chapter. We've never done this
Right.
until now.
Well, I mean, go back to Motorhead. Motorhead ended because Lemmy, 2 weeks before he died, Lemmy did a show, and he's like, I'm sorry, guys, I just can't fucking do this. And they had to cut the show off. 2 weeks later, he was gone.
That was one I thought, man, what I wouldn't give to if Lemmy was still alive, for that show. Because, man, if you could get around to it, the one guy Lemmy respected was fucking Ozzy Osbourne.
And the one guy Ozzy gave more credit to heavy metal creation than anybody else was Lemmy. That was it.
Well, because he co-wrote "Mama, I'm Coming Home."
Yeah,
that
and
was a co-write.
he co-wrote that song Hellraiser,
Yeah,
which is off of No Rest for the Wicked.
I don't know. You get past Diary of a Madman, and I'm out. So
But yeah, Lemmy Motorhead actually done that song, and then Ozzy did it too. There's a version where they're both on it. It was kind of like woven together, both their vocals. But man, those guys were bros.
man, yeah, that's a regret, but no, no regrets, as they say.
No
Not even one
regurgitate.
letter.
Not any of that shit.
Michaela joining us now, and this is the person I kept saying, man, I'm going to try to get her on the show. I think she's got the right personality and all the other good shit. Did you catch the show or parts of it? Or
Caught parts of it.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
So who is Michaela? You're, aside from being everybody's favorite barista once upon a time.
Oh, just the local bruja. You
Local witch, huh?
Yeah. Play on words. You have
I
the
love
local
it.
witch and you have the local bruja, like BREW.
Yeah.
Ah, the
Ah.
brouhaha.
Yeah. Brewing up everybody's favorite concoctions.
Man, I'm glad you popped in because I thought, man, we're going to go deep on the show, and I don't know if she might be a little left behind on this. I'm really
Hey,
glad
she
you
fucking
kinda
knew the
called.
background behind Mama, I'm Coming Home. I was like, nope, up, creds approved.
No, I love me some Ozzy Osbourne. I grew up listening to a lot of older generational rock centered from 70s, 80s, and 90s because of my parents and because of my dad. So Ozzy is very familiar. Ozzy was very nostalgic, and seeing how he used to be and growing up watching the video to Crazy Train and all of the allegations from when he was in his craziest prime.
Oh, biting bats off,
Yep,
heads
and
off of bats in San Antonio.
That was such a shit show because, well, he's satanic. Dude's just off his rocker. He is authentically himself.
Get
and,
it right. He's the Prince of Darkness.
And I think we can comfortably knight him and make him the king of darkness
Yes.
on his way out. And we don't need to see him as a prince anymore. I think he's rightfully claimed his throne. I think that he has
Yes.
worked his way to the top. I don't think that we will have anybody, not even Youngblood, coming in and having his blessing and having
Well, but he
his
did.
good graces. I don't think that he could come in and dethrone Ozzy. I think Ozzy will forever and
Oh.
always hold that
I
throne.
don't think Youngblood has any intention of that. It's just he's a kid from Birmingham, same as Ozzy. Goes back there. Ozzy didn't know who he was.
Yeah.
And there's some shit because I don't know. It's been hitting my algorithm like almost daily.
Yeah.
Ever since Saturday. But there was one, and he's back there, and Youngblood comes up, got this great big ass box. And he's like, "Ozzy, I will go to tell you, I've got you this little
Ozzy.
gift, and And he opens it up and shows it to him, and Ozzy's like kind of losing his mind about it, and that's when you get.
He's like, "Oh my fucking god!"
Right. That's when you get shared in the background. Did you fucking see it, Ozzy?
Did you see that cross, Ozzy?
Yeah. So Youngblood had like one of his friends make that, and it was like sterling silver with gold inlay on the middle.
Yeah.
And Ozzy's like, he said, "You're a Birmingham." He said, "Yeah, Ozzy, I'm just like you. I'm from here." He's like, "You're a Birmingham. You're a Birminghamer." And and he said, "Yeah." He said, "Oh, great." He said, "Well, you've got to go and conquer America." And he said, "Well, that's what I plan." He said, "I'm conquering here, and then I'm going to go conquer America." And then you hear Sharon say, "Then conquer the world." And like, yeah, like that. Just like Spinal Tap. Yeah, we toured the world and everywhere else.
And everywhere else.
But I got a whole different respect for Youngblood because of that, because of his performance on Changes, and because of that shit that I eventually caught up on what they did backstage with the cross and everything else.
Right.
It was pretty badass. So it was kind of a passing of the torch in a way from one kid of Birmingham who's now in his 70s, like 76, passing that torch to this kid that's like in his late 20s.
Right. And I'm not familiar with any other thing musically this guy's done. I've not searched it out. Granted,
He's a TikTok sensation. That's kind of how he had his claim to fame. He blew up on TikTok for just being really eclectic and really moody. And that's when I really saw him starting to gain traction. Maybe it's just the side of TikTok that I'm on.
Oh.
But I really saw him rise to fame because he had such a unique sound that nobody else in this time and this generation has. Because he really does kind of have roots tied back to a lot of that 80s sound that you're used to hearing with hard rock, classic rock. And I'm young, so calling it classic rock feels natural. I'm sure it's not classic rock.
I just call it rock.
But, you know, he had a very unique sound compared to what we have now. And so watching him grow in a social media presence was really cool to all of a sudden kind of see him buddied up and bumping elbows with Ozzy Osbourne. It's like, oh shit, all right, you got your nuts now.
I'm not hitchhiking no more. I'm riding now.
He's going to carry that shit forward from Ozzy to him now. Now he's going to be that guy.
What's his musical style? Is he a rock guy?
Yeah.
Really moody rock. That's how I
do
would
love me some
classify
moody
it.
rock. I'm gonna have to look into that after we're done here.
He has a really unique sound to him, and he kind of grasps what Ozzy used to be. And I don't say that as a jab. I say that as a compliment. You know, he sees music, and he makes you feel the music. It's not necessarily him just getting up and performing.
Okay.
You feel the music when he's singing, and you can see
I
where
can
he's
feel
coming
it when he's
from.
singing Changes for sure. That dude belts.
You know, and what bigger dick swinging permission do you have than saying, "Yeah, I got to tour with Ozzy Osbourne."
Ozzy said I'm awesome.
What are
That's
your
all I need.
creds?
That's right. What the fuck you doing here?
Well, speaking of dick swingers,
Oh shit.
we got to what? We got to check in with LJ.
Best transition yet.
And it's time to get the lowdown. What's going down with LJ?
Oh yeah, baby. I can tell by that look in your eye you know exactly what time it is. It's time for the metal portion of the Mead from Metal podcast. I'm LJ and I'm going to walk you through the new releases for this week. And it's a weekend, so you got plenty of time to make up your mind. In the meantime, I'm going to go ahead and overbear you with my judgments on these albums, and maybe you'll have a more concrete idea of what you're getting into without having to look it up. But just for safe measure, you might want to look into these bands, on your own time. Anyway, the first band I'm going to mention is this one from Spain, Impureza. Well, I don't know if they're from Spain, but they are Spanish. The album is called Alcazares. 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 Or Alcazares. I don't know. I'm supposed to be Mexican, but I was raised white. Anyway, their YouTube description for the album says, "Immerse yourself in the brutal and majestic world of Alcazares, the new full-length album from Franco-Spanish conquerors Impureza, a concept record rooted in the mythological retelling of the Spanish Reconquista, 722 to 1492. God damn, that's a long time. And yes, Mik the liar is not a liar. But you do not have to believe me. But I definitely recommend this album, and I recommend the next album as well. The band Born of Osiris did an album called Through Shadows, and if you're wondering if it sounds good or not, I would say check out the title track and observe the music video. Did I just say observe instead of watch? Whatever, anyway. Watch the music video and check it out. I honestly think these guys are going to go in my playlist right about now. Oh yeah, something to listen to while I mop floors. Sometimes you just realize you have the coolest job in the world. I walk around a parking lot all night listening to metal, then I come home and listen to more metal. It's so fucking metal. Now, there are times when I feel like I'm actually getting... What's the word? I'm getting shenaniganed by the rock community. I want to say that, like, bands do shit like this on purpose. For example, the band that I'm talking about is called Double Vision. Their album is also called Double Vision. You know how hard it is to find out anything about this band? I kept seeing Foreigner videos and Optrician videos, and I was getting confused. Like, how the fuck do I look up this band? So type in the name of their label along with them. Double Vision Frontiers. And then check out their shit. So you're probably wondering what they sound like. Well, I will say it's not quite metal, but it is hard-ass rock. Like, imagine if Foreigner made Double Vision, but had bigger balls and crunchier amplifiers. Oh, yeah. As a side note, the band Obituary has a box set called Godly Beings. Sounds pretty cool. And Girl School has Running Wild live in London. Diamond Head also has Live in Electric. I love me some Diamond Head, don't you? Especially if you're a Metallica fan, am I right? I'm sure Metallica fans will get that. Oh, also, speaking of Diamond Head and Metallica, am I the only one who thinks it's awesome that one of their influences, one of Metallica's influences, Diamond Head in this case, actually covered No Remorse? I thought that was awesome that they covered a song that was made by a band who was inspired by them. That's some 11D chess, y'all. Alright, let's do one more before we end this. The band Dead 7, D-E-A-D, the number 7, has an album that is a mouthful, and I swear this is another instance of the universe trolling me, otherwise why would it be on this fucking list specifically? Alright, the album is called, and get your bookmarks out, kids, because it's a long one, Love What You Can While You Still Got Something to Love. Now, I'm not going to say anything negative about them. I just listened to half their album while I was browsing the internet and went, oh shit, I got to do the podcast, which was halfway through the podcast. So, if you want to know what they sound like, I'll just say they remind me of In This Moment in the best way. So, check them out. Give them a chance. That's all I've got for this week. I'm going to pass it back to the Mead Hall. I can't wait to hear the commercial they've got in between the segments. Ooh. See you guys later. Rock the fuck on, and I'll catch you on the next one, possibly. Later. Time to play some motherfucking Skyrim.
When you're hungry for a burrito supreme, really hungry for a taco, you know what I mean. Got a craving for a Chicharito or two. Want a beefy tostada? Here's what you do. You say, hey, what you say? We all go down to Taco Bell today and hit with Taco Bell. Taco Bell.
I'm going through changes. I'm going through changes.
Fucking powerful, yeah?
Just let this play and get the fuck out of here.
I'm going through changes listening to him sing. This is my coming of age.
Like I said,
27 years later.
I had no idea who the fuck this person is. Or was. Or am.
I don't think Ozzy did either, but he fucking knows now, and I feel much better about that, as I'm sure the rest of the world does too.
I kind of do too. It's like, oh, it's a good person to have in the realm of metal for sure.
Good person to pass the torch to.
Yeah.
Conquer America, and then you can conquer the world.
And then everywhere else.
And then everywhere else. That's right.
Right.
The
First the
words of
world,
Spinal Tap.
then everything else. Yeah. Top to bottom. Well, except for Hailstorm. That was a great show. I'll even give Slayer a pass.
I give Slayer a pass on about half their set, but
Although I was there so long. Well, their songs are pretty short.
there's that.
And they go pretty quick.
Not quick enough, some may say. But,
There's a lot of bands like Metallica. Whenever they play live stuff, they speed that stuff up a little bit to kind of get out of there at a reasonable hour.
it felt a little sped up on their set too on this one because we want to do this, and this. Fuck, we gotta put our foot on the gas here.
And they're probably the one band that's like, okay, you can do that. You're Metallica, we'll let you do this, but you have this set amount of time, so just keep that in mind.
I do feel like I've finally gotten the full, with the exception of being there, the experience of what a festival show is with all of the times and how it's set up and everything else. I thought the changeovers were going to be faster considering they had basically a fucking humongous turntable.
A big old lazy Susan for the drums and the sound shit, yeah.
But
ingenious.
But it was still about a solid 15, 20 minutes between acts.
Yeah.
But
which honestly, it's still not bad.
Now the list was interestingly there were two people missing from the actual list that I know played, because one of them was David Raymond, who got booed.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a piece of shit. Don't be a piece of shit, you won't get booed. I think it's easy, really. Hey. I don't mean to, make it too uncomplicated.
You make inflammatory remarks, people are going to react accordingly.
Yeah. Yeah, months ago, I don't know. But he said it himself that he is an unapologetic supporter of the Israeli Defense Forces. Oh. And there was a photo and everything. He was signing artillery shells, go fuck yourself, Hamas, or something like that, or whatever, in Israel for fucking artillery shells are going to be used against Palestinians. Like, could you be a bigger asshole about it? And then Sid Bag's like, I don't really think people were booing me. Yeah, they fucking were. I would boo you. I was on this side of the pond and I was booing you, you jackass.
We listened to it here and I was like, are they booing him? And we were like, I don't think so. Because it wasn't like everybody was booing him, but people were booing him.
As they should.
Now, there was one person that did send in another one, much like Jack Black did and whatever, that absolutely would have been booed out of the fucking stadium. And that was one Marilyn Manson.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, because of his...
No. Did he do something?
Yes.
He did? What did he do?
For the last several years? No.
I mean, what did he do for the show?
Oh, he'd sent in one. I forget the song.
Because I don't remember seeing it.
Yeah,
I'm balls deep in green liquor.
If only I had a means of Googling this shit. Because it was one. Because I was doing some shit on the grill that day. It was kind of interesting. Okay, he was not part of the live lineup. Instead, he contributed a video message. Okay, he didn't do a song, so he did a video message. But yeah, that guy.
It was, hey, Ozzy, wish I could have been there, but I can't.
But I can't because I probably am under some legal scrutiny. And
even
I can't
though
leave
I'm
the country.
already in fucking Great Britain, I'm in your country. And
was he?
Yeah, he was on tour.
People are still paying to see Marilyn Manson in 2025?
Hey, man, going to be at Revel in September.
Holy shit. Well, yeah, I'm going to be there, but goddamn.
I know you had touched on Jack Black.
Yeah.
And did you see his tribute?
I did.
With Mr. Crowley?
I did, but my problem is I'm not a huge Jack Black fan because of what he did to Kyle Gass. But that's I'm
unaware of anything.
I'm a situational guy. If I know you did something I think is fucked up, I'm going to hold it against you.
Did to me, bitch. No, that cover, I've only ever heard Jack Black sing parodies or, School of Rock. I knew he could sing. And what?
But the best
What
thing,
was the other movie that I'm thinking of? The big, giant devil came out.
Pick a Destiny.
Yes.
The Tenacious D.
Tenacious D. So
there's a song
that's
he
what
did
I've seen.
that nobody brings up because they're saying that that's the best thing he's ever covered. I would argue, but it's out of a movie, so I don't know how much weight it carries. He was in High Fidelity.
Yes.
He did a cover He did which one? He did. Was it What's Going On? No. It was he did a Marvin Gaye. I remember.
Yeah, because it was a Neil Diamond tribute
Let's Get It
band,
On.
right?
Let's Get It On.
Yeah.
Was what it was. Yeah, but I don't know. His character in the movie kept naming all these crazy ass band names, but he did "Let's Get It On" by Marvin Gaye in that one. I was stunned. But then again, that was the first time I ever heard Jack Black sing anything.
Yeah.
But holy
and
shit, he
I've
killed
heard
it.
him sing before, but it just didn't register to me. And seeing that, I was like, oh, shit, man.
Well, a lot of people thinking that Jack Black is going to do some goofy Jack Black shit
Yeah.
because that's who he is.
That's who he is.
He's the Disney money man, you know.
Yep.
But no, he actually did a legit cover of Crazy Train. So yeah,
Yeah.
or Mr. Crowell.
Yeah.
Clearly, none of y'all heard "Fuck Her Gently" by Tenacious D.
What a fucking show! Because we've talked about it before of like things that are like that change albums that are transcendent of what we expect. And last year, obviously, that was The Cure. You know, Songs for a Lost
Without
World.
a shadow of a doubt, yeah.
This year, God, Back to the Beginning might very well just really be the thing for 2025.
I'm all right with that. I'm here for it.
And that was after having just, you know, me and you and Ruben and Krista just saw Santa, you know, the Maynard's 61st birthday party up in Albuquerque here not long ago, which was amazing. But damn it, that send off for Ozzy and Black Sabbath was fucking shocking.
Yeah, something nice about being able to enjoy a live show and the bar's right behind you and the bathroom is 10 feet away and not 3,000 people haven't used it before you.
Well, and that was the other one, too. It's like 10 and a half hours, and I don't know that my ass would be able to stand that long, honestly.
Oh, no. I would have been sitting through that whole thing. I'd have been the most, dull concert goer there, but I still would have had a great time.
I'm having the best time of my life sitting on my ass watching this guy
That's
right
right.
now.
Is that too much to ask? No. I don't think
Can't we all just fucking relax?
I can sit there in my underwear, and I'm sure I could do it at the concert, too, but nobody else is going to appreciate it as much as me.
That depends on what concert. If it's like a fish concert, people probably ain't going to notice because they're all in whippets.
Yeah, there is that. Never been to a fish show either, but I imagine that's probably absolutely on point.
Dude, there's that documentary of a guy.
Oh, wait, fuck, we did watch.
Yeah, that
a
guy
lot
in
of
the parking lot of a fish concert, and everybody's just doing whippets
Yeah.
and just getting trashed and ruining life for everybody else.
Which leads me to believe, man, if you're in your 30s, like, man, I love jam bands. Like, well, I know what else you love. It's called whippets because you're running around with a bunch of Ready Whip.
You love a can of Ready Whip without
Hey,
the
man,
whipped
are
cream
you
in
done
it.
with your whipped cream?
Like
There's a little bit of gas in there, yeah?
like a whole bandolier of them, you know.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, it's just a can of milk at this point.
Yeah.
There's some nice gas in there, a little nos.
Goddamn. Well, at least whippets seem a little semi-cultured compared to shit when I was growing up. It was fucking jet fuel then. And then everybody called it a rush. Like, oh, you want to get a
You're
little hit
going
of
to
rush?
feel a rush because you're going to pass the fuck out.
Oh,
Good luck trying to wake up after that one.
Good luck with that headache you're going to have when
Yeah.
you do, because not to say I did it, but I did one time. But that was only because peer pressure. So.
Never saying that I did, but there is a possibility.
Yeah,
And the time before video cameras and posting it on Snapchat.
that shit, that's a problem. Now, I have done whippets. I've done whippets on air before. So, I mean, that's because it was a goofy dare. So, yeah. But
Got to do what you got to do.
I guess. I wouldn't
It's for the
I don't
experience.
I don't recommend whippets either, by the way. But, hey, unless you like your heart to beat out of your chest. But
You can smell colors.
it's a thing. It makes sense why fish fans like fucking really dig on that. But, yeah, there's an entire... I don't know if it's a documentary, but there's absolutely I think it is. I think it's like an hour long documentary of somebody walking around outside of a fish show and just catching all these fans. And the takeaway is like these people are all really dumb or really high on something, and most of them are whippets.
Yeah. I can't even fathom the draw to it. I know people who love it.
Need
And
some good
that's-
accelerants in the brain, right?
I guess so. And I guess the easiest, cheapest way is going and buying a $2.49 of Ready Whip.
Yeah, just bump it up to $6, get that canned air, and just go to work.
Do you know that canned air is actually $13 now? I went to go buy some the other day to clean some of my utilities out.
Oh, to use it for its purpose?
Yeah, what its intended
I've
purpose.
never heard of anyone using it for its purpose.
And I was asking because I would assume that it would be backed by the computers and all of the technology stuff. No, it's by stationary, in case you were wondering. And that shit's $13 for canned air.
Wow.
That is shocking.
Addiction ain't cheap.
Like at that point, I'm just going to put a fucking toilet paper tube up to my mouth and blow really hard and hope it has the same effect.
I don't know. You come see me at my store, $3. You're good for the day. It's $3.
So outside of Black Sabbath, do we have time to talk about other topics, or
We got
need
about 10 minutes.
Okay.
We've been gushing pretty hard on old Ozzy and company.
Well,
Much
rightfully so.
deserved.
Yes.
But, so let's talk about a stolen valor case this week, and let's talk about the
Ooh,
UFC.
You talking about Tim Ken?
I'm talking about Tim Kennedy, former fighter with the UFC. Had 5 fights in the UFC. He's far more known for Strikeforce though, and another promotion.
And also that Yoel Romero fight where Yoel wouldn't get off the stool
Right. Well, there's that.
and then won the fight.
So Tim Kennedy is a guy, veteran and proud and everything. That's far out, because if you're a veteran, be fucking proud of that shit. Be proud of your service. Do all of that. I don't think anybody here is going to argue about that. Problem is, because when you start embellishing some of your record, and his problem was he embellished it by saying that he had received the Bronze Star with a valor, with the, in other words, under fire. And it turns out, he came out and apologized, saying, actually, that shit wasn't true at all. Like, God damn it. Well, why would you do that? And this is a guy who's built a brand around, like, I'm ex-Ranger, I did this, I did that, and all this other shit. And I got a fucking bronze valor, Bronze Star with the valor.
You know, the guys who actually earned it and the guys who actually have that under their belt, you're not going to find them bragging about it or dick swinging about
I got a
it.
friend of mine that got one. You'd fucking never know it.
Yeah.
You would never know it because he never brings it up, really. And I thought about it. Man, I've got a relative. I'm not going to name who it is, but he got out. He got out like right around the same time I did, like a month later. But he did like a 5-year hitch. I did 6. But in the Marines, gets out. He was a shitbird when he was in. He gets out, and all of a sudden he's this hard fucking 0311 motherfucker.
Ooh.
Like, you're not. Every Marine is a basic fucking rifleman. That's a fact. You come out of boot camp, everybody's an 0311, so you're everybody. Good job. No. He wants to let people think that he was a fucking grunt. It's like, no, your ass was in the tool room, you piece of shit. Working nights because you were a piece of shit.
Ooh.
That's why.
Ooh.
Like a fucking and he has to slap it on the end of his every profile. His name, Marine Corps or USMC or whatever. It's like, and another fucking platform. It is. He has it up there as 0311. It's like, you
Pardon me, Grunt. Can you pass me the Allen wrench, please?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, I need to check out a toolbox, you piece of shit.
I need that hex bit piece, if you don't mind. Thank you.
Return
So-
it. We don't want paperwork.
So you can imagine what I say about people I'm not related to.
Yeah, well, no, Tim Kennedy's a piece of shit. Clearly.
You know, funny enough, my dad has some really incredible
Your dad's retired
credentials.
military, too.
He is.
Yeah.
He was active duty just shy of 30 years. He was retired for a full year, and he's been a government civilian since then. So he has a combined total, if I remember our conversation correctly, of 43 years of service under his belt.
Yeah.
And when he was doing a job that he's not currently in now as a government civilian, part of their attire, they can have a full beard. They have to be clean shaven. They have to be presentable, but you can have a beard. You can have your hair however you want, but you need to be presentable and you need to be professional. And so he went in one day and he had his uniform on as per his job, and somebody accused him of stolen valor.
No.
And he had never ever had. He's watched videos of it and he's seen
The
people.
fucking chief went high into the ride on that one, I guess. Yeah.
And he'd seen videos of it before, and so he's looking around like, yeah, who's this motherfucker that has stolen valor? And this guy comes up and shoves his phone in my dad's face. And if you know my dad, he does not like technology. He does not like phones. He is not with the shit. He is very anti-technology.
I like him already.
He does not like a digital footprint. He's very kept to himself, and if you will sit and listen, he would tell you how awful all of it is, but this guy came and shoved a phone in his face. Yeah, you stolen valor, motherfucker. What are you doing? And my dad was like, well, I'm going to be a polite professional here because I'm about to rip into your ass, but I don't know who the fuck you think you're talking to.
Right.
But, and he kind of laid it down, and the guy ended up apologizing and, I'm so sorry. I just thought we had a case here in town. And where we're at is a very small...
Oh, is there a division of stolen valor protectors here in Portales?
Oh, yeah, a whole bunch of people watch a lot of videos that never serve, but, man, they want to go around and find people that did, look at this guy, and it's kind of shitty, but...
man.
But
he's not an intimidating guy. He is if you don't know him, especially out in public, but of all people to approach... He's probably the last person that I would ever willingly and make a conscious effort to pick and be like, you know what? I'm going to fuck your day up.
Yeah.
No, I'm...
Bad choice.
The other funny thing is, because then in comparison, so this relative of mine that did 5 years in the Marines and gets out being kind of he was a piece of shit in the Marines. But gets out, and now he's this hard motherfucker. Well... Everybody we got a really good friend of ours here, Jack, that hangs out.
Yeah.
Retired military. And he's interested in snacks. That's how you know. It's like, oh, this guy retired because his interests include everything except being a hard bastard, right?
Yeah. Yeah, my dad wouldn't say shit if his mouth was full of it half the time, but by God, you get him start talking about hydroponics or gardening or his dogs or guitar or PC games. He's all about it, but you start talking about work and he's like, yep, we're going to change the subject or I'm just going to find something else to do.
I just come right out and tell people, like, yeah. It's like, oh, man, you were in the Marines. Like, I was in the air wing. Let's fucking make sure, my ass wasn't out there living in Camp Margarita or nothing. I was going back and eating some scrambled eggs and going back to the barracks for a beer later, I mean, come on. That's...
Well, and I've had the pleasure of hanging out with multiple veterans over the past 15 years. And if I've learned anything, it's like, if you want to talk about that stuff, you will bring it up. Yeah. I'm the last person to be like, so, all that shit you did that you're probably not ready to talk about, what was that like for you?
Yeah. I only uncork that shit when I'm around somebody else and I've been drinking.
Yeah.
So. Oh, well. But maybe even then, it's usually more like, it's not like how hard I am. It's just like, check out how fucked up this is.
Yeah.
I mean.
You want to hear some shit? I got some shit.
Yeah. You want to hear something fucked up? Talk to somebody that was fucking served,
Right.
So,
yeah.
If you had a good experience while you were active duty, you were probably sucking someone's dick.
Yeah. Now, hashtag armed forces.
Hashtag sucking dick.
Don't ask, don't tell.
And kicking ass. Don't forget kicking ass.
Shit. Well, let's go ahead and, I guess, wrap it up. I'm hoping that we can get Michaela out here and hanging out and doing this fucking nonsense in the future. And I don't want to call it nonsense because this is just... I don't know. We've always made it a point, like, we're not really aiming for views. We got one that's like over like 32,000 or some shit now, but...
This podcast about a girl pissing on a man on stage during a live show. It's a great one. It's my favorite.
A little clickbaity, I think, would be the thing, because people are like, holy shit, we're going to see this woman piss on... Oh, wait, no, we're going to listen to these assholes talk about it for an hour.
Psych. Gotcha.
Yeah. But generally, we get like fucking 15 to 30, I think.
Describe the urine color in detail, please.
But in...
Very clear. A lot of water.
Yeah, she was like, oh, I've been drinking water all show long.
She was hydrated.
But realistically,
God damn
it, we don't aim for that shit. This is our own fucking relief valve for our own fucking...
This is my therapy.
Sanity, and shit. So, I don't know, but hopefully you can hang out again and we can just do this shit about every other Friday and have a good time doing it and everything else.
Absolutely.
So, Michaela, I can certainly welcome you back again. You're a wealth of knowledge. God, see, I knew it was going to be fun.
Well, of course.
It's just a matter of getting her.
Useless shit. Useless shit.
That's-
Hey,
it
man,
kind
that's us.
of
That's
ping
us.
pongs around like pong.
You found out our wheelhouse.
Oh man, that did not take long to figure us out.
Oh well, shit. Let's go ahead and wrap it up. So we got some beers to drink, but nonetheless, that's it for us this time around. If you haven't checked out that Black Sabbath send up back to the beginning, just throw that shit on YouTube.
Yeah, but guarantee you, all the fan made shit ain't gonna match what we heard when we paid for it.
There is that. Yeah. I really kind of wish we had that the sound directly off the board like what we got for the show, but that's not there. So
Yeah, that's all right. If they do a physical version, I'm buying that shit.
there's some shit I wouldn't mind having from that, but it's like, well, it's a charity show, so a lot of this shit's not really marketable.
I'll give them another $30 for charity if they put that shit on Blu-ray.
Yeah, goddamn right.
Well, thank you, friends.
Yeah.
Let's.
Michaela, I'm glad you made it.
Thanks for having me.
I'm gonna go smoke some weed.
Good man. Good man.